You see, I worked as a general at a military base. None of the parents or teachers knew this because it usually garners a lot of attention, something I wanted to avoid. But I was about to shove it down their throats. I let my daughter stay home from school until the day came. Fast forward to Friday. My daughter was due to perform a poem, and she was begging me to let her pull out. "No, sweetie pie, you gotta show them who's boss," I'd tell her. I knew she was going to get bullied, laughed at, made fun of, but I wanted that. In fact, the more they teased her, the happier I'd be. So when she had just finished her first sentence and someone yelled, "Hey, are you loading or something?" I smiled, because that's when 6 military trucks pulled up outside and soldiers began to fill the auditorium. Everyone sat there frozen, not knowing if this was organized by someone else. As Zoe locked eyes with me, I told her to continue. She kept stuttering, but this time the room was silent, except for her teacher who couldn't help but burst into laughter. In response, one of my soldiers marched straight towards him and stared him down until he felt too stupid to say anything else. As soon as my daughter finished, they all filed out and left. Everyone's heads turned to look at each other, and the auditorium was flooded with muffled confusion. This was then followed by a slow, controlled round of applause. Some people were even cheering. Meanwhile, the teacher looked like he was about to tear the room apart with anger. This made me even more amused, and a sense of joy filled my stomach. First, I thought the story had ended, but really, it was just beginning, because it turns out that teacher, Mr. Evans, had an ace up his sleeve, one that threatened to ruin me and my daughter's lives forever. People were looking at each other, at the doors, at Zoe, trying to figure out what had just happened. Principal Wilson was on his feet now, looking around wildly. Mr. Evans just sat there, his face a mixture of confusion and embarrassment. Zoe practically ran off the stage and back to me. I wrapped her in a huge hug, lifting her off her feet. "You did it, kiddo! You were amazing!" She was beaming. "Did you see their faces? Nobody laughed at me. Nobody will ever laugh at you again," I promised. We stayed for the rest of the show, though I barely paid attention to the other acts. I was too busy watching Mr. Evans, who kept glancing back at us with barely concealed anger. Good. Let him be angry. As long as he never messed with my daughter again, I didn't care. After the show, several parents came up to congratulate Zoe on her poem. A few gave me curious looks, clearly wondering about the military presence, but no one directly asked. Small-town politeness, I guess. As we were leaving, Principal Wilson intercepted us at the door. He had this fake smile plastered on his face. "Mr. Mitchell, could I have a word with you in my office on Monday morning?" "Sure thing," I said cheerfully, looking forward to it. The weekend was great. Zoe was on cloud 9, talking non-stop about how cool it was when all the officers came in and how nobody laughed at her. We celebrated with ice cream and a movie marathon. For the first time in weeks, she seemed excited about going back to school on Monday. I dropped her off Monday morning, then parked and headed to my meeting with Principal Wilson. I wasn't worried. What were they going to do? Complain that I stopped my daughter from being bullied? When I walked into his office, I was surprised to see Mr. Evans sitting there too.